Trump's team is slashing Republican National Committee staff amid takeover. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back again with a new video, and today it is time to talk about the chaos that is unfolding within the RNC, because everyone, Trump's team took over the RNC just over a week ago, and already they're making significant changes to the party, as they are firing many staff members in the RNC. This is great news. I mean, let's face it. There are a lot of people at the RNC currently that do absolutely nothing but get a paycheck. And well, it seems like we're finally getting serious changes to the RNC like we hoped for. Now, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Again, folks, all support is greatly appreciated, and yeah. Now, let us get right into it, because this has been a change that has been needed for like 10 years now. The fact that it took this long for these people to get fired is kind of sad, but it is better late than never for this change. And the good news is, this is before the election. So that means the RNC will have new staffers before this fall. So let's get right into it. Just days after installing his new leadership team at the Republican National Committee, Donald Trump's lieutenants are cutting dozens of staff across key departments in an aggressive move that further cements the former president's takeover of the GOP's political and fundraising machinery. That's good, by the way. More than 60 people were fired in all, including senior staff in the political data and communications departments inside the committee's Washington HQ. The cuts also included staff that ran the committee's celebrated community centers, which were focused on building relationships with minority groups in some Democratic-leaning states. Now, to be clear, the idea of minority outreach is a good one. I mean, there are a lot of minority voters that are sick of the Democratic Party. All right, that's true. But the problem is these community centers are absolutely worthless. They don't do squat to win voters over. All it is a money laundering scheme by the Republican Party. That's what it comes down to. They just claim, oh, this is for minority outreach. No. None of these centers do anything. What's the point of them? Listen, if they were actually doing something worth a damn, fine. But how they're currently ran, I just think it's a money laundering scheme. Oh, this is going for minority outreach. Yeah, bullshit. It's not. These people did nothing to win minority voters over. And when they do try, it's the most cringe-worthy crap you can imagine. Instead of talking about, policy and, hey, Democrats are using you for your votes, they don't give a rat's ass about you. Instead of focusing on that, they focused on pandering that, oh, Democrats are the real racist. Oh, Republicans are not racist. Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene celebrated the news of the staffing cuts, suggesting they sent a clear message about the direction of the GOP. MAGA is now in control of the Republican Party, Greene wrote on X, referencing Trump's Make America Great Again movement. We will continue to need everyone's help all the way across the finish line. Do not grow wary. And I agree. Listen, the Republican Party still has many problems to sort out, but this is a very good step in the right direction. We're not talking about, oh, they made one half step forward. No, this is a full step in the positive direction. This is good news out of the Republican Party. Trump's lieutenants telegraphed major changes last week as Republican National Committee members gathered in Houston to approve his handpicked leadership team, which includes his daughter-in-law Laura Trump as a committee co-chair, Michael Whiteley, a former North Carolina GOP chairman, replaced Ronna McDaniel as the chair. The cuts are designed to eliminate duplication as the Trump campaign and the RNC work to become essentially one organization. And I like this. Listen, I've always wondered this. Why don't campaigns do this? Say, hey, I'm the nominee. We're just going to use my people. I mean, the fact that we have the same people at the RNC, why? I'm running a national campaign. we just need my staffers to save money. I've always wondered this. This is a good point that the RNC is making. We're essentially one organization now. I mean, the Trump campaign is the RNC. Staffers were notified of the cuts in an email Monday afternoon from the committee's new chief operating officer, Sean Cairncross, who offered people an opportunity to reapply for their jobs. So, this does sound like that some of these people might return. But this might be just a test for these people like, hey, if you really want this job, prove it. Reapply and prove why you should be back here. I think this is smart. Give some accountability to these people. If they're so good at their job, prove it. Reapply and compete with other people that want your same job. The email, obtained by the Associated Press, indicated that those who chose not to reapply for their jobs would need to leave by the end of March. Some staffers were told to leave their positions immediately on Monday afternoon, however. Chairman Whatley is in the process of evaluating the organization and staff to ensure the building is aligned with his vision of how to win in November, Cairncross wrote in the email. News of the shakeup was first reported by Politico. And I like this. This is what the Republican Party needed. A wake-up call. Like, hey, you're so good at your job? Reapply. Prove that you're worth keeping. Some of these people are not going to try because they know, oh, crap, the grift is over. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going to leave by the end of March. This is what the Republican Party desperately needed. They needed someone to show up and say, all right, you're gone, you're gone, you're gone. Want to come back? Reapply. The Trump campaign and the RNC have worked closely in past elections, but the new overhaul marks an unprecedented level of integration between the former president's campaign and the GOP's formal political and fundraising apparatus, which is tasked with helping Republicans win elections up and down the ballot. The size and scope of the new changes within the GOP's formal political and fundraising apparatus may take several weeks to become clear. Which, again, it's a good thing that this is happening now. Again, this should have been done 3 years ago, but it's better to do it in March than, say, have a Michigan situation in October. The month before the election, something like that happens. Not a good idea. Plus, with it happening now, that means change is here. It's going to be in effect before Election Day. So the new policies of the GOP, it's going to be here. That's why this is all good news. Listen, I do have questions about, will Laura Trump be that good? We just got to see. But as of right now, this is all good stuff. I mean, yes, there are some questions about, okay, how much of the Trump campaign is going to be integrated with the RNC? It is effectively one thing now, but people are worried that, okay, if Trump does have control of the RNC, wouldn't he use the money at the RNC to pay for his legal fees? Apparently they're saying, no, we will not pay for his legal fees. That's a separate ordeal. Which, I do have concerns about that because, should the RNC pay those legal fees? I don't know. But it's probably just safer to, not deal with the legal fees. Let Trump's campaign worry about that. Yes, of course help Trump's campaign out, but don't directly pay for his legal fees, because that's not a good look for the RNC. But overall, this was, in my opinion, one of the biggest changes at the RNC in years. Now, the question is, what's next? Now that you fired a bunch of these people, what are you going to do now? Well, for starters, the new leadership at the RNC has stated trying to save as much money as possible is their first main goal. I mean, we know about the limousine crap. We know about, hey, we spent $5 million on flowers last year. It's stuff like that. The RNC is going to try to save as much money as possible. And I think this is one of the first steps they're making. Like, hey, we're going to fire 60 people. If they really want their jobs back, they got to prove it. They got to earn their way back at the RNC. But that's a lot of money. I mean, just imagine the payrolls of each person. I mean, that's a couple $1 million saved right there. But on top of that, They're going to focus on getting rid of the fraud in the organization. Hopefully they stop the money laundering schemes. I mean, let's face it, it happens at the RNC. That's going to be the first major focus of Whatley. But I assume after this, they're going to begin their major push for early voting. They're going to begin their push for real minority outreach. That doesn't mean, oh, we're going to pander to these voters. No. Talk to them with policy. Talk to them about, hey, Trump's policies helped you, while Democratic policies, they're going to screw you. Which one's better for you? The one that's going to try to help you, or the one that's going to hurt you? Just common sense. But also, like I said, early voting. In my opinion, this has to be the biggest focus of the GOP in the next 9 months. They have to focus on getting an early vote operation ASAP. Before the election, but before even September. They better have a good operation going by then. I think it's possible. I mean, preferably you have the operation built by September. So that's 6 months away. Is that enough time? I don't know. But this should have been done before this year, in my opinion. Do it for the primaries to see what works and what doesn't work. But that was Ronna McDaniel. She created an email list and called it a day. I mean, that's what she did. That Bank Your Vote program. All right, you sent emails. Whoop-de-frickin-do. That doesn't mean anything. So, I just don't know if there's enough time to accomplish the money problem, the minority outreach problem, and really the biggest problem is early voting and getting people out to vote. Can they accomplish all three of them in 6-7 months? Seems like they got the financial stuff figured out mostly, but the other two? I don't know. We just gotta see. Let us hope that they do accomplish all of these things. I think they could. I think they are competent enough to make these changes, but we just gotta see what happens in the next 6 to 7 months. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you all so much. Godspeed to all of you.